energy every morning, full of fire and glory. Rise and shine, come join the line. Your day begins when the voices align. Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. Your daily dose, here we go. Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. Only on Ghana Talks Radio. Turn it up and stay tuned for the talk that moves you and keeps your heart in tune. From the traffic to the trends, we got something for your day. Every voice, every vision, lighting up the way. Rise and shine, come join the line. Your day begins when the voices align. Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. Your daily dose, here we go. Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. When you see cause on air, where the spark inside the flame, from the first light to the last mile, stay with us a while. Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. Your daily dose, here we go. Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. Wake up, Ghana, your morning star, right? News, views, inspiration, and great conversations. From Accra to the world, we bring the fresh stories, fresh energy every morning, full of fire and glory. Rise and shine, come join the line. Your day begins when the voices align. Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. Your daily dose, here we go. Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. Only on Ghana Talks Radio. Turn it up and stay tuned for the talk that moves you and keeps your heart in tune. From the traffic to the trends, we got something for your day. Every voice, every vision, lighting up the way. Rise and shine, come join the line. Your day begins when the voices align. Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. Your daily dose, here we go. Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. When you see cause on air, where the spark inside the flame, from the first light to the last mile, stay with us a while. Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. Your daily dose, here we go. Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. Wake up, Ghana, your morning star, right? News, views, inspiration, and great conversations. From Accra to the world, we bring the fresh stories, fresh energy every morning, full of fire and glory. Rise and shine, come join the line. Your day begins when the voices align. Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. Your daily dose, here we go. Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. Only on Ghana Talks Radio. Turn it show. Canada's breakfast show. Your daily dose, here we go. Canada's breakfast show. Canada's breakfast show. When you see cause
Good morning to you, lovely listeners of Ghana Talks Radio. You are welcome to the Ghana Talks for Show right here on Ghana Talks Radio. Thank God it's Monday. It's Monday. This one is not Friday. The weekend is over. We are here this morning, and we are here to give you all the relevant stories making waves in the news, from business to politics, from sports to entertainment. We got you covered with the most relevant stories and informed perspectives on matters that matter to you every morning, right here on the show. My name is Ruth Esenamfiagbedu, and this morning I'll be serving you breakfast with Miss Regina Bless and Miss Dopiadoso. Remember that this is your favorite online radio station. You're streaming live on Facebook at Ghana Talks Radio TV, on YouTube at Ghana Talks Radio, and also on X at Ghana Talks Radio. Forgive us for coming this time. We had sort of technical hitch, so it is what it is. They said if you are doing well, that is when problems actually follow you. So we are doing well, so problems they will come. This morning I have in a chair my brilliant ladies, all looking dapper and succulent on a Monday morning. Good morning to you, Miss Debbie, Miss Regina. How are you doing?
Good morning.
I nearly said good morning to you, Miss Debbie, Miss Adoso. Hope all is well.
Grace is sufficient.
How was your Sunday? How was your weekend?
Mine was fantastic.
It was. I saw you went to church. I won't even ask you. Miss Debbie, how was your Sunday? How was
fantastic.
The weekend? It was fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, we bless God for that. Miss Regina? Oh, Presido and youth president. Why won't I ask you? How are you at the same? Bibi Aboko. Weekend was it restful?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Oh, my weekend was good though. For once I rested.
Thank
Yeah, for once I rested. You have to take care of yourself. It's not everything that has to be there. It's not everything that it's not even money that you have to collect. Sometimes you have to sacrifice and be like, this one dear, I will not go. Right, so let's get into the news items we have this morning. Okay, so this time around, Operata is still in the news again. Operata's unresolved issues could hurt NPP in 2028. The Executive Secretary of the Chamber of Petroleum Consumers, COPEC, Duncan Amwa, says unresolved issues surrounding former Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta could have a political challenge for the new Patriotic Party ahead of the 2028 elections. Mr. Amwa is calling for greater accountability from former public officials, arguing that anyone who has managed the country's finances must be prepared to explain decisions taken during their time in office. He says Ghanaians have the right to scrutinize government spending and demand answers from public officials regardless of their political party. According to him, if the issues surrounding Mr. Ofori-Atta remain unresolved, the NPP could face questions from voters about whether the party has learned from the past and what it will do differently if returned to power in 2028. Yeah, this is actually as a result of the banter going on between the OSP and then the U.S. Immigration Court versus Ken Ofori-Atta, and this one is from Mr. Duncan Amwa. He says that if this issue goes unresolved, it's going to hurt the NPP party a lot. Miss Debbie, your 2 cents on this.
Yes. Personally, I feel like for the first time, I wouldn't say the first time though, but he's right. He's right in the sense that Ken Ofori-Atta belongs to the New Patriotic Party. And so you are supposed to ensure that your member is back to the country. He is back because we are all fighting for accountability and transparency. You can't occupy a public office or a state office for months or years and then when it's time for you to account to the people what exactly you did in the office, you are nowhere to be found. The money that was disbursed to that office, what exactly did you use it for? This is in a case where we had a finance minister that signed a lot of contracts. He was the lead the lead convener of some of this project that was being signed, especially the National Cathedral issue. The National Cathedral is now a manhole, and then we've spent 58 million on that alone. And the money is nowhere to be found. There is nothing to prove that the money that was taken was used for a beneficial purpose. So what we are calling for or asking for is just simple. Ken Ofori-Atta should come back and then account to us. What has that money been used for? Maybe the money is still in the coffers. They've not touched it. And so they can equally give it to the current administration. That is if they want the National Cathedral to be built. Or they can equally build it as well, because this is state money. In the other hand, it doesn't really make sense, because if God being so good to me and one day I hold a very big position in Ghana, and then I feel like, oh, God has been so good to me, so I want to do something to honor him. And then I go ahead to say I'm going to build a church or a cathedral or something. It has nothing to do with the citizen, because the citizen were not there when I went into covenant with God. I am coming to build, I will build this for him. It's just like back then in school, when you write a paper and then you feel like this paper is very tough, you go in covenant with God, and then you be like, if I pass this paper, God, I promise you this is what I'll do. Or even after completion, you'll be like, God, when I get a job, my first salary, in fact, I'm going to slash it into two. And then the part, it's quite unfortunate that sometimes you get the money and then you don't even fulfill your promise. So you see, no citizen was there when you made such a huge promise. So you shouldn't involve us. But here lies the case. They've involved us, and then they've taken money. It's a state money. It wasn't Ken Ofori-Atta's money. It wasn't the then president Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo's money. It was a state money. So you need to account for us. So long as we can't see the building erected on the land, it means that there are a lot of questions that needs to be answered. But the person who is supposed to answer all those questions are nowhere to be found. And then the person is representing the New Patriotic Party. It was the New Patriotic Party who believed and entrusted that position into his hands. So if Ken Ofori-Atta is nowhere to be found, the party has the sole mandate. In fact, they have the veto power to ensure that Ken Ofori-Atta is back here in the country, but it looks as if they are not doing anything. And the most painful aspect is that they see no reason why Ken Ofori-Atta should be back. And they still see no reason why we are calling for accountability. So they are just trying to tell us that we should forget that money, Ashegu, which is not going to happen. So Mr. Duncan Amoah is saying the truth. If you don't do anything, at the end of the day, to come back hurting the party, because whoever is going to vote for the party will think twice. Am I voting for you to bring Ken Ofori-Atta to become the finance minister, or I'm voting for you to bring another thief who is coming to loot from us? So there are two things involved. So what he's saying is true. They need to help this current administration repatriate Ken Ofori-Atta back in here. But they feel like they are not helping the new administration at all. At all. They are not helping them at all. And that is why the past week when when the Minister of Finance went to Parliament to read the media budget, and the MPP end up saying that Muntumi should be released, the NDC also said bring back Ken Ofori-Atta, because you have a role to play.
Exactly. And I don't know why Ken Ofori-Atta is finding it difficult to come. It's just like you resigning from a job, and then they ask you that. They even ask you certain questions before they even give you your money, to even make sure that you haven't taken anything that belongs to the company and to wherever you are going to whilst you are quitting.
Because you need to retrieve everything.
I honestly do not know how difficult this actually is. And from the way he's behaving, it's making it look as if the tag that has been laid on him is becoming true. Because if there's nothing wrong you have done, why then are you running away from accountability?
This one, then why are you running?
Yes. So this is going to hurt the New Patriotic Party if they don't sit as a party and address this particular issue as to why we are not having Kenneth Oriata in the country. And you could tell that he's pursuing legal channels to make sure that he's safe and he's being safe from accountability. But why? Why, Mr. Ken? Why? Miss Regina? Yeah. Your thought on this, please.
So, Ken Ofori-Atta was once the finance minister for Ghana and made sure that certain allocation of resources went to its rightful owners, and also was securing deals for Ghana. Now, your time is over and you are supposed to be accountable for every single dime you spent in office, every single allocation you did, every single project, and you are nowhere to be found. Now the issue here is he was under the administration of NPP, and I don't see why the NPP are not in a way fighting for his return also. I always say that when it comes to leadership is not only about the title. Leadership comes with a lot of mandate, and sometimes that mandate also requires your comfort. It requires your peace, and you'd have to give it out willingly. Now, to the NPP leaders, we are expecting something like you fueling the return of Ken Ofori-Atta, you making sure that he comes back into the country to account for all his actions. No one is saying that he's guilty. We are saying that just come and answer questions. What did you do with the money? The allocated resource that is missing, that's what was it used for? The money allocated for National Cathedral, where is the money? Are you trying to tell me that all the money allocated for National Cathedral is in that pit? Because if it was a normal even with the sole source to say the big push project now more campo, how much was allocated there? And we are seeing results. So this shouldn't be a tedious tax. Ken Ofori-Atta is stressing Ghanaians. He's also, yes, he's stressing us. He's playing with our mentality. He's playing with our logic. He's making us, excuse me to say, feel as if we are fools and we don't really know what we are doing. He's making us feel delusional. In fact, he's a manipulator. Let me put it that way. He's a manipulator.
A red flag in every relationship.
So simple. He should come. What is he doing there? I believe that according to his lawyers and according to the family and himself, he is there based on medical reasons. And he himself gave a period of time where he would recover. So is he trying to tell us that up till now he hasn't recovered? This is not political persecution as some people are claiming it to be. With the issue of Chemaun, to me, everyone is saying, most of the MPPs are saying political persecution, political prisoners. So if that political person has committed a crime against the state, shouldn't he serve his time? Shouldn't he be punished for that? It looks as if when it comes to people who are into politics, there are some kind of special person or a special clay was used in designing them. But we are all humans and we all make mistakes. So Ken Ofori-Atta probably if you are not coming a door and I will first say Sikano and now what they call you the come and answer to the questions. Come and answer. At the end of the day, we know you have the money to pay, so just pay it.
Right. But do you think that if he doesn't come back or if his issues are not being properly addressed or resolved, it's going to hurt the NPP party? Yes, Regina?
Yeah, it would. Me, if I was someone who always votes when it comes to every election, and I know that this is what the appointees of this new patriotic party did, I will not vote for them. And first off, if I would vote for them, I would vote for them based on competency, yes, and based on trust, and based on dignity and integrity. Because if the NPP themselves are pushing forward to fight Ken Oforiatta, are pushing forward to make sure that Ken Oforiatta comes into the country to answer the questions, that is where integrity comes in. We know that the New Patriotic Party, they have that moral dignity and moral integrity to make sure that they take their own people on if they commit a crime. But here lies the case from also the people who have done wrong. You are rather encouraging their actions and indulging them. It means you yourself, you are corrupt and you're a criminal. So no sane human being, no sane Ghanaian who indeed is a patriotic citizen should vote for such party. Because if you vote for such party, it means you yourself, you are corrupt. I think it's high time we put party loyalty aside and make sure that we discipline these people. If indeed they are at fault, they need to be taken on. Simple as ABC. No two ways about it.
Ms. Debbie, what do you also think? Would it help the party greatly?
Of course, of course, it will definitely hurt the party. Ken Oforiatta, I wouldn't say he's indebted to the party, but he is equally a member of the party, and then whatever you do, you represent the party, whether good or bad. Its implication, you're not going to face it alone. The party is going to bear it. So I feel like the MPP should be up and doing. The most painful aspect is that they are not seeing this part of it. I don't know whether they are seeing it, but they are just refusing to accept the truth, or they are not seeing it at all. Everyone else is seeing this coming, but they are not seeing it. And it will be more hurtful when it gets hard at them, because if you listen to all the MPP communicators talk, they still don't see any reason why Ken Oforiatta should be back here in the country. And I mean, everyone is blaming the OSP because the US immigration, right? They are saying that OSP's reasons to repatriate him is not reasonable enough. You see, so all these things raises speculation, a whole lot of speculation. But the MPP needs to do more.
They need to do more. The NPP needs to do more. Let's proceed to our next news item. Government appointees must resign to contest executive race, NDC insists. The National Democratic Congress has reaffirmed that government appointees who want to contest the party's upcoming executive elections must first resign from their government positions. The party's acting IT director, Jibril Mandi, said the rule remains clear. Anyone still holding a government appointment is not eligible to contest for an executive position within the party. The directive comes as the NDC prepares for its internal elections. Some government officials are reportedly interested in contesting various executive positions, but the party says they must first leave their government roles before filing their nominations. Mr. Mandi explained that although there have been reports on social media about some officials resigning, the party headquarters has not officially received resignation notice from most of these people. He, however, confirmed that some officials have resigned, including the Eastern Regional Chairman, the Regional Communications Officer, and also Leyland Tay, who is seeking the position of National Chairman. The NDC has also ruled out special exemptions, meaning any government appointee who remains in office will automatically be ineligible to contest. The issue raises questions about whether government appointees should be allowed to combine public office with active competition for party positions, and whether the resignation requirement could affect the number of people seeking executive positions. Do you think that government appointees should resign before contesting for party executive positions? Do you think that it's a conflict of interest, or that is the way it should actually go, to allow these people to work efficiently and effectively?
For me, that is how it's supposed to
It's
be.
supposed to be.
I think the NDC brought this out somewhere last year.
Last year,
I don't know whether
yes,
Regina can remember. We went there and then they made mention of that.
They hit on it again.
Yes, I think that was the first time they brought up that
comment.
Yes, and then it was being read by the party secretary, where he said that you need to resign because on count mean the he said something like on count mean this cannot. So it's not necessarily saying that like there is money in the position you are going to hold, but it's as if when one person holds different position, it looks as if there is no other competent members within the party that can occupy that position. So for me personally, I feel like when you're occupying a position and then you feel like you want to you're an appointee, but then you feel like you still have interest of becoming the party chair, becoming the vice president, becoming the secretary for the party, and then you want to contest, you just have to resign. And then the government will need to appoint a different person who they feel like is fit. The thing is, you're not the only person fit. There might be other people in the party that are good enough that can also fit that position very, very well. But the question still remains. We have appointees that are so good. So a lot of names came in mind. Somebody like Atofo Sen, someone like Sami Jemfi, someone like Okujeto Ablakwa. All these names are names that were once mentioned by Musa Dankwa. I don't know how true that is, although I don't really believe in his survey though, but then he mentioned all this name that they are interested in contesting for the flag bearership of the National Democratic Congress. So this morning the thought came in mind and I was like, hey, I thought Forcing is coming to resign. If I thought Forcing truly have the ambition of becoming a flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress, it means he needs to resign. And then it means that the president will need to look through to find someone that is fit enough to hold that position. That is going to be a long papa.
And who is eligible to vote?
Who is eligible? That is the question. So a lot of things were running through my mind. But the thing is, see, it wouldn't be bad if they hold this their appointee and they are still vying for another position. But for me, I feel like it is too much. The pressure is too much. Atofosi is a member of parliament. He is a finance minister.
Yeah.
Okujeto Ablakwa is a member of parliament. He's the minister of foreign affairs. Sami Jemfi is not a member of parliament.
CEO of Gold Board.
CEO of Gold Board, yes. But we have other members of parliament that are also appointees, and most of them are so hardworking. So if those people who are going to resign, but it doesn't mean that they don't have other competent people. You see, I feel like this is to give room for everybody who is competent enough. So if you feel like you are competent enough and somebody is dropping out, just grab the chance, okay? Like it pops your talent out. It makes people recognize you though. So for me, it is like giving room for other people to also occupy the position. And then it doesn't have to be one person. I used to say, aside these people, there are no other people who can still, fit in that position. Yeah.
Right. Let's see, Gina.
So you'd have to resign from your government position before you contest for any executive position. So as Debbie said, I can't remember is it last year or this year, any of the years, the NDC, they gave a valid reason. One man can't chop all the money.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd have to resign to make sure that you contest for that position. Now my question is, sometimes this resigning of an issue, it comes with a lot, because you are not 100% guaranteed that you get the position at the should I say national level. How sure are you that you get that position? Now I can resign if you are buying your dream. It means you are starting from square one. Right. And also sometimes if the person is already well to know, like in Gofonim, and the potentials are really valid, the potentials are there, you can see that, oh, indeed this person can do the job and people vote for him. then it's a plus for you. Now, to the main issue, I think it's a good thing to resign from your current position before you make sure that you go into any other position, because first off, I feel like you need to make sure that all your attention is on what you are doing. They need your 100% attention, no divisions. And also at the end of the day, you can't be taking money from here and taking money from here, only you, right? So leave one so that another person would occupy that position, so that at least everyone would be fed. And also I think they want to give room for everyone to have something doing. So I think it's a good thing. And
sorry, just a minute. I don't know. A minute. I found something here. They said the 1992 Constitution and Public Service Commission rules emphasize that public servants must be politically neutral in executing their duties. So while political appointees are exempt from full neutrality, the expectation is still that they shouldn't use their office for partisan gain. So it is believed that if the person is an appointee, already you have the power and all that. So if you are contesting for the party, a role in a party, you can use that power to intimidate and then also pave your way through. And for a matter of transparency as well, if you're an appointee, the money is there, so there is this notion that with me they are buying sika, they are pumping into that. But so long as you've resigned, it is believed that whatsoever money you are using for your campaign is a personal money and it's not from the coffers of the state.
Then I think it goes sideways. So if you're in the executive position and you want your friends are buying you have to resign from that one too.
It's a lot. Just as you mentioned that. So what if you resign and you go and contest and you don't?
So gather all your money down.
There are two things
your savings has to be very.
There is no harm in trying.
It's a risk.
It's
a big risk.
A very big risk.
It's a big risk. And I think this will actually help people have the confidence that you are not using the government's money to do your campaign. You are not pumping it into your campaign. Because it's now then you go back to your job. Because hey, it's kinda upompi egumuna wenyano waba babe. You come to make that money back again. And you know, it makes people have that perception that you are automatically stealing from the state.
With what you said, I wanted to suggest that. So why not still be in power and contest? Then they make you resign. I was on your campaign, and it's assumed that when you're campaigning, you're using the state's funds. So I think that is what the NDC is actually trying to avoid.
And then the NDC is also in power.
And NDC is equally in power. So
so I think they should use Baba Jamo as a case study. He was the is he ambassador
Nigeria,
and then he resigned for what MP for Apetia or
no
was it Apetia?
And Ayawaso West one.
And he got it.
You could tell that the money that he used to campaign, like he went really hard. He went really hard, knowing that he was going to win that particular seat. So this is the new ish in the NDC. If you want to contest for an executive position in the party and you're already holding a position in government, you have to resign before you are able to, hold position in the party, an executive position in the party. And when this whole thing came about, people were like, hey, so are we going to see Sami Jenfi resigning as CEO? Are we going to see Basintali? Are we going to see Yao Pare also resigning from their positions to hold executive positions in the party? But unfortunately, these people are still holding their positions, and we are wondering, let's see how it goes. Thank you so much for joining us on the News Review. Up next, we have Today in History with Miss Regina Bless.
Bringing you today in history and some few global observances, live on Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. 1794, Robespierre gave a speech on July 26th claiming enemies existed within the National Convention but refused to name them. This terrified other politicians, so it brought about political conspiracy. Alarmed deputies and rivals formed an alliance against him to stop his escalating use of terror. On July 27, 1794, the National Convention shouted him down and voted to arrest Robespierre and his key allies. 1953 Armistice ends Korean War hostilities. The Korean Armistice Agreement was signed on this day, bringing active combat in the Korean War to a halt through a military ceasefire. It established the demilitarized zone as a buffer zone but did not replace the fighting with a formal peace. To some few global observants, today is Walk on Stilt Day, encouraging people to test their balance, learn a fun new skill, and honor the long history of stilt walking. So those of you who don't know stilt walking, when you go for festivals, there are these people who are very tall amongst everyone. And when I was a child, I always thought that is their height. I didn't know that there was this long sticks beneath them. Yeah, so that is stilt walking. So almost lastly, National Love is Kind Day celebrates the strength of domestic violence survivors and promotes healthy, abuse-free relationship. So today is Love is Kind Day. Love is all about pampering. Love is all about compromising and making sure that you understand each other. So if you're in a relationship today, whether boyfriend, girlfriend relationship, friendship, any kind of ship, please make sure that it's all about love. If there are any kind of abusive, toxic, please do well to stay away from it. And that's all for today on Today in History and some global observances. Live on Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.
Thank you so much, Miss Regina. Up next, we have Debbie's Grill.
Welcome to Debbie's Grill, where we talk about issues that matter to the state, void of politics, fear or favor. Lead counsel for Chemawuntumi, Samuel Atachia, has indicated that his client's 20-year prison sentence will be challenged on appeal, describing the punishment as excessively harsh and arguing that deterrence alone cannot justify such lengthy custodial term. His comment follows the sentencing of the New Patriotic Party's Ashanti Regional Chair Bernard Entry Boisiakon, known as Chemawuntumi, to 20 years imprisonment over illegal mining activities on the Samaboy concession in the Western region. In an interview, Atachia criticized the trial's judge reliance on deterrence in sentencing, insisting that Wuntumi should not be singled out to send a broader message against Galamsey. The judge said something you should pay attention to: deterrence. You cannot use Wuntumi as a sacrificial lamb to address a larger problem, he said. According to him, imposing a severe sentence on one individual will not necessarily deter others from committing crimes, pointing to violent offenses that continue despite stiff penalties. The people who are taking guns to shoot others, are they deterred by this, he asked. Mr. Atachia confirmed that the severity of the sentence would form a central ground of appeal. Indeed, it's too harsh, and very harsh, he said, when asked whether the sentence would be challenged. Responding to suggestions that his absence from court on the day judgment was delivered may have affected the outcome, the lawyer dismissed the claim, stating his presence would not have altered the judge's decision. I could have improved upon the law if I were in court. The judge was ready to deliver the decision and had indicated she would not deter it. He added that the written motion filed on behalf of his client had set out all the legal arguments which the court acknowledged and considered before delivering its judgment. So this is from the lawyer of Chairman Wontumi, lawyer Atachia. He's saying that Wontumi should not be made a sacrificial lamb to deter illegal mining. And this case is getting interesting. Day by day, we get to hear of new developments on this particular story. And that is because, you see, Galamsey is an issue of concern, okay? If you are a Ghanaian and you are not concerned about illegal mining, then I don't know who you are, and I don't know what type of blood that flows through your system. You should be concerned because the water we are taking into our system is coming directly from these sources, these rivers that are being polluted, these waters that are being polluted, and the lands that are being degraded by these illegal miners. So these should be a matter of concern. Now, Atachiawi is supposed to be in court on the final day on which the verdict will be given concerning Chairman Wontumi. He wasn't around. And we realized that, or we got to know that he went to his daughter's graduation. And after that, he's telling us that Wontumi should not be used as a sacrificial lamb. And so one question keeps popping in mind. If you're not using Wontumi as a sacrificial lamb, who should we use as a sacrificial lamb? I mean, this is just to deter others. And this is the law, okay? The law states that if you go to mine in our forest reserves and in our water bodies illegally, this is what should be done to you. Earlier on, I stated here that the sentence was 5 years, and then the New Patriotic Party themselves, no one pushed them. They changed it from 5 to 25 years. So this is their own cross they are carrying. Now, Mr. Tachia made a statement that caught my attention. And he said, there have been a lot of instances where people commit crime. They are being caught. They are being given penalties, like harsher one, of course. If the person is being jailed, the person is being jailed with hard labor. But at the end of the day, we still see people committing such crimes. So does it mean that this harsh penalties that we give to these people, it doesn't really deter them? So the opposite of that means that, in as much as with the law or the state, now I wouldn't use the state, but the law has given Wontumi 25 years, it doesn't mean that we can bring illegal mining to an end, because although Chairman Wontumi has been arrested, trust me, we still have people in the pit that are mining. They don't really care. So it means that there is more to do. But trust me, I'm sorry to use this word, it is only a fool that will see this and still go in that pit to mine. When you are being caught 25 years, this is huge. It's huge. It's not 5 or 2 years, 25 years. But the statements lawyer Atachia made is very, very serious. It's very, very serious. Because we've seen this severally. We've seen the case of murder. People, I mean, a colleague will murder his or her fellow colleague, and they will be jailed with sometimes life imprisonment, sometimes 10 years with hard labor. But we still have that same crime being repeated severally. Is there something we are not doing right? Is there something we should do? Are we treading towards a path that is not right? This is a very big question that needs to be answered. Why is it that we caught people sometimes and then they are being jailed? Harsher want to deter others, but we still have people committing that crime. Does it mean that the punishment or the penalty that has been given to that person is not harsher enough? Or what else can we do? But you see, when it comes to illegal mining, we can only bring an end to it if those financiers are being arrested. If we don't arrest them, we are just joking. And that is why we kept saying that you can't go to the forest or onto our water bodies and then you arrest the people in that pit. They don't have the money. They are there because they feel like whatever is being given to them at the end of the day, it's handsome, like it's appealing. So they are there. They feel like a day. So just imagine someone works in a day. Normal life in Accra. Some people get paid like 50 cedis in a day. Some people get paid like 30 cedis in a day. But here lies the case. Someone enters that pit, and then at the end of the day, you're being paid like 2,000. Come on, that is huge. 3,000. If you're being paid like 2,000, 1,500 in a day, multiply 1,500 times 4. Because we have 4 weeks in a month. And then imagine what that person is getting. So you see, these people, they see it to be lucrative. And as much as the side effect is unbearable. But I feel like if I should enter that pit, and then at the end of the day, I'll be giving 1,500, then for me to go and be roaming on the streets and get paid like 50 cedis in a day, then why not? I'll do it. So you see, the issue of illegal mining, to fight it, I mean, we have to take it from every angle, from employment to this financiers to then down to the people in that pit. We need to tackle employment because they need to be employed. Now, when we look at the country's wages and salary, like what you get paid in a day or at the end of the month, someone will say it is nowhere near. And that is why sometimes you see these people videoing themselves and they are displaying money. They are so proud of themselves. After all, so that is how they see it. Because in a pit where you know that going in, there are two things involved. It's either you go there and then you don't come back, or you go there and then you are alive. We have people who went in there and they never survived. And then we have people who went in there and they survived. And so when you go to these mining communities, even a young boy at the age of 10 do not even have it in mind to go to school. Because he have it in mind, say, because Rasa Pit, I'll get 1,000 cedis. So what is the essence of school? So we need to, I mean, there are a lot to do when it comes to illegal mining. And the same thing applies to redeporting foreigners. Foreigners cannot come in here, they mine on our water bodies, they destroy our forest reserves, and at the end of the day, we allow them to go scot-free without doing anything to them. So you see, when it comes to illegal mining, papa, we have a lot of work to do. And I can personally tell you that as Chamawun to me is there in prison, we still have people in their pit and they are mining. They don't even catch us. It doesn't even break them. There is no iota of fear. No. So there is more to do. From arresting these financiers to arresting these foreigners. You see, the burning of the excavators and all this, these are tricks that we've used, and illegal mining is still on the rise. And you see, very soon, the clock is ticking, and we are getting closer to August. It was a bad month. That month was 1 month that we experienced something in this country that has never happened before. And the clock is still ticking. And then when you get there, it's like exactly 1 year. We lost 8 gallant men as a result of illegal mining. And the clock is ticking, and very soon we will get there. And it will be sad that these people died a painful death. And at the end of the day, we are still here, confused. We are confused on how to fight this same menace. We don't even know where to pass. It's like we've come to the crossbar. This one is saying this, someone is saying that, someone is saying this. So if we've lost 8 gallant men as a result of illegal mining, and we still cannot fight illegal mining, then I don't know what we are doing. We need to be serious when it comes to illegal mining. You see this issue that we are seeing, and it's as if we are joking, we are laughing with it. It will get to a time that we will have to be importing water. I don't know whether you have the money to be buying that water. So the right thing needs to be done. From the top to the down. We need to take this issue seriously and fight it with our might. That is the only way we can bring an end to such a barbaric behavior. Thank you for making time with me on Debbie's Grill.
Thank you so much, Miss Debbie, for Debbie's Grill. And thank you too for joining us for the first segment of the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. We'll be going for the news shortly, and right after that, we'll be back. Please stick and stay with us.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with Ghana Talks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With Ghana Talks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. Ghana Talks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. Ghana Talks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
We bring you local news, business news, international, sports, and entertainment news right here on GTR.
Welcome to the morning news update on Ghana Talks Radio. Coming up this morning, Presidential Advisor urges more investment in Ghana's green economy for national growth. COPEC disassociated government from recent fuel hike. Also in the news, teacher unions expressed disappointment over omission of 20% deprived area allowance and media budget. Deputy Minister of Local Government links housing deficit and informal settlement to urban sustainability goals. Government seeks Christian Health Association of Ghana, churches and private partners to complete styled Agenda 111 hospitals. We've got details on these stories and many others coming up your way shortly. Presidential advisor and special aide to the president, Joyce Bawah-Mutari, has described Ghana's green economy as a critical pillar of sustainable national development. Speaking at a public forum, she urged greater investment in environmentally responsible businesses as part of effort to build a resilient and inclusive economy. She affirmed government commitment to policies that support renewable energy, waste management, and green manufacturing.
When we invest in green solutions, we are investing in stronger economies, healthier societies, and a more prosperous future for all. Across the world, countries are literally embracing the green economy as a pathway to sustainable development. Ghana has every reason to do so. We're endowed with rich biodiversity, a vibrant agricultural sector, and an increasingly innovative young private sector capable of creating better opportunities through environmentally responsible enterprises. This is why we need to support initiatives such as the Ghana Garden and Flower Show. They inspire a greater appreciation for our natural environment while bringing together government, businesses, development partners, civil society, and citizens to build a greener.
Government has been disassociated from the recent increases in fuel prices. According to the Executive Secretary of COPEC, Duncan Amwan, the latest hikes are driven by geopolitical tensions. Speaking on the matter, he explained that rising crude oil prices on the international market, triggered by uncertainties in the Middle East, have directly impacted local pump prices. COPEC urges the government to explore measures to cushion consumers amid global volatility.
The market is completely deregulated, which means that do full cost recovery plus a markup. So don't import and sell to make losses with the hope that government would have a subsidy program in place for you to recoup anything. And so the market is expected to recoup fully and be able to stay profitable. What that means is that if prices go up, the market should be careful not to sell below a certain threshold so as to accumulate losses, because when that happens, it's your own problem. You will go under, and the state cannot do anything to help you. So when you have a situation like that, these things are to be expected every now and then, especially when international benchmarks are bullish, as we are saying, because of the Iranian-American hostilities. Brent for some hours pushed a little above 100 again, and it's concerning. So if you check what is happening even with the price of finished products, things that were hovering around 850, 870, today above 1,000, that should tell you that prices are simply inching upwards. And so your local market is simply responding to that movement.
Okay.
That brings me to why I've had issues with the publication of price floors. Sami, you see this new window that we commenced somewhere the 16th of July. We have prices that were already introduced by the market. I really would do Star Oil, would do Goil. Petrol was doing around 13, like you rightly said. Diesel for most of them was about 16.25, thereabout. That was 16th, the new window. Then mid-window or within the window, prices have had to go up. For diesel, we have recorded almost 68, 70 pesos additional, or some increments. Petrol has also seen about 30 pesos from the 13.7 something that it used to be to above 14 now. So what that means is that when you deregulate a market, the forces of demand supply would determine prices, right? So look at it this way. You have prices going up within the window, right? That is accepted by all of us. If the reverse was the case, then you will get a stumbling block because MPA continues to publish what you call the price floors. So imagine what 70 pesos would do if you were to go down. And that means that that pricing floor mechanism, my senior brother here will probably bear me out, is not helping the Ghanaian in any way. You see, there's no ceiling. So the markets can go up within the window, right? They can go up by as much as one.
Two pre-tertiary teacher unions have expressed disappointment over the 2026 media budget review, stating its failure to make provisions for the payment of 20% deprived area allowance. According to the National Association of Graduate Teachers and the Pre-Tertiary Teachers Association of Ghana, the budget once again ignored the worsening conditions and plight of teachers across the country. The continued exclusion of the allowance and national budgetary allocations undermined government commitment to motivating teachers posted to deprived communities. NAGRAT and PRETAG are calling on the government and the Ministry of Finance to, as a matter of urgency, commence payment to affected teachers.
In the November budget, that's the main budget, which was read, it was stated that government was going to fulfill its promises for teacher welfare. And they mentioned three major things. Teacher Adabre, that they were going to build 100 homes or accommodation for teachers. And then secondly, they were going to sit down with stakeholders and introduce the 20% deprived area allowance. And fourthly, they will build basic school with accommodation for staff. None of this was mentioned in the new revised budget.
The minister is always trumpeting it. We will pay them allowances, those in the rural areas. Government has now, we are the first government to implement the new scheme of service. And so we are going to move people from deputy director to here. But there is no financial provision for that one. But the minister is always trumpeting. That is, you see, you can't say something for everybody to hear so that people will posture and think that teachers are well taken care of. But at the same time, it is just an open talk. When it comes to the plight of the teacher, nothing has changed.
Deputy Minister for Local Government, Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs, Rita Naudoliso, says addressing the country's 1.8 million unit housing deficit and tackling informal settlements are critical to achieving sustainable urban development under the new urban agenda. She made the remarks while addressing the United Nations General Assembly High-Level Political Forum in New York. According to the Deputy Minister, rapid urbanization across Ghana has placed immense pressure on housing infrastructure, with millions living substandard and unplanned settlement.
Ghana has made steady progress through strong national leadership, decentralized governance, and evidence-based planning led by the National Development Planning Commission and the Ministry of Local Government, Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs. Multidimensional poverty declined from 24.9% in 2024 to 21.9% in 2025. Access to basic services remains high, with 96.9% access to water, 94.8% to electricity, and 63.4% to sanitation. These gains have been supported by social protection programs, including LEAP, the National Health Insurance Scheme, and the School Feeding Program, as well as key reforms such as the Land Act and the Affirmative Action Act. We have also strengthened urban governance, economic productivity, and institutional performance through digital systems, skill development, and private sector participation. However, progress has not kept pace with rapid urbanization. Housing remains our most pressing challenge. Ghana faces a housing deficit of more than 1.8 million units, while up to 37% of urban population lives in informal settlements. Ghana is focused on 4 priority actions to accelerate delivery of the new urban agenda. First, scaling affordable and inclusive housing through implementation of the 2024 Housing Profile Recommendations and the National Slum Upgrading and Prevention Strategy. Second, strengthening integrated urban development and spatial planning through the National Urban Policy 2026 to 2035. Third, expanding urban infrastructure and local economic development through initiatives such as the Ghana Secondary Cities Program, GARRET Project, the Smart SDGs Program, and the Sustainable Cities Program. Fourth, advancing climate resilience and economically sustainable cities while strengthening urban governance, institutional capacity, coordination, and data systems, including the operationalization of a Ghana Urban Observatory. Looking ahead, Ghana reaffirms its commitment to accelerating implementation. We will scale up affordable housing and slum upgrading, strengthen local government fiscal capacity, expand sustainable urban financing, integrate climate resilience into planning and infrastructure, and enhance data systems and digital governance. These efforts will be pursued in partnership with our development partners, the private sector, and local communities.
The Minister of Health, Kwabena Mintah Kando, says the government is exploring partnerships with the Christian Health Association of Ghana, churches, and financially capable private individuals to complete styled Agenda 111 Hospital project. The collaboration is aimed at ensuring value for money and accelerating access to healthcare infrastructure across the country. Speaking on the state of the ambitious hospital project, the Minister of Health noted that the Agenda 111 facility is delayed due to funding challenges and logistical constraints.
Say chat papa ya me ne namu Christian Health Association of Ghana as sorry hospitals no on the down ye no money competition ye partners ni say omo asori bi fi say agena wan no ba bia duro betuma be som no awia aban e de beba no akran bi so fi say obi so betuma be bi ne na ye hye aban e de beba no na te say ye tumi awie ni nyina no ne nya value for money when ye to so bi so what TDB you see a friend no bed syndrome you do be call na ye nya kete e mane na so e no kre say ye nema no ye mpa ne ye monitors nya de enso ye ba bebre no so efre kwan ye fa so ye monitor ene kwan ye fa so ye manage ohine nane be na nsa me mo hospital ne den ya ye hihye bi na be chechiro mu ye hihye no ye se bed o ho nyina no ayema ye call system no ye hu say e no kre emergency beds na ayema na mom na wards wona mpa du eda ho empty if you say obi o ward emergency or more than 24 hours I was a unicorn ward or da ho nti say yetumi anyi salipa no ama yan critical space na ni ba be ba be ka say no bed jo ohine dia yi ene abefo kwantimpon a be pese no boy nti ye create visibility the regional hospitals teaching hospitals and ye create a center bed management center nti obi a de wu nti meeting officer me ni be bed wo eni be bed ni nti say obi wa emergency ni we dey 3 days 4 days a meeting free bi say eden na we di ho ada ho achesa ni achecheri mu.
In business, the Volta Youth Development Fund has disbursed its first 100,000 to young entrepreneurs across the Volta region, providing startup and expansion capital to support youth-led businesses and create employment. The first batch of beneficiaries drawn from 10 districts was selected through what fund managers described as a rigorous and transparent assessment process to ensure the support to reach viable businesses with the potential to stimulate local economic growth. The funds were presented by the Volta Regional Minister James Gunu together with members of the fund's management at a brief ceremony. Speaking at the event, he said the initiative was designed to provide critical financial support to young entrepreneurs to enable them expand their businesses while creating sustainable employment across the region. He described youth empowerment as one of the most effective ways to tackle unemployment and accelerate regional development, stressing that investing in young entrepreneurs will deliver long-term economic benefit. According to him, promoting youth entrepreneurship is also essential to the successful implementation of the government 24-hour economy policy. He said the establishment of the Volta Youth Development Fund complements national effort to expand employment opportunities and strengthen local enterprise. The regional minister further described youth unemployment as a national security concern, urging corporate organizations, philanthropists and charitable institutions to contribute to fund so it can support more young people with viable business ideas. The minister also encouraged young entrepreneurs to form cooperatives to improve their access to financing and business support, assuring them that the Volta Regional Coordinating Council would continue to provide necessary assistance to help their enterprises grow. He advised beneficiaries to invest in the fund strictly in business expansion, stressing that prudent use of the capital will translate into measurable socio-economic gains for the region. Board Chair of the fund, Togbe Komla Sakriti V, commended the regional minister for championing the initiatives aimed at improving livelihoods in the Volta region. He noted that addressing youth unemployment requires collaboration between government, development partners, and society organizations. The fund's administrator, Stephen Komla Dam, also expressed appreciation to the regional minister for initiating the program to significantly contribute to socio-economic development of both the Volta region and the country. Some beneficiaries also spoke after receiving their support, appreciated the management of their fund for the opportunity, and pledged to use the capital to expand their businesses and create jobs for other young people. To sports, the Ministry of Sports and Recreation has shown its support behind the Black Queens ahead of their participation in the 2026 Women African Cup of Nations, urging the team to represent Ghana with pride on the continental stage. In a statement, the ministry praised the team's contribution to African women football, highlighting their commitment, determination and passion over the years. The Black Queens' bronze medal finish at the 2025 tournament was described as a testament to their quality and continued competitiveness. The tournament, which is starting on Sunday, July 26 to August 16, has Ghana drawn in Group D alongside Cameroon, Cape Verde and Mali, with the team targeting qualification to the knockout stage. The Queens head into the tournament in good form after ending their preparation with 4-0 win over Malawi in Morocco, where Doris Bodua scored a hat-trick. The ministry has called on Ghanaians to rally behind the team as they chase success at the championship, while reaffirming the government's commitment to supporting the Black Queens. After finishing third in the previous edition, Ghana will be aiming to go up a step further and win the first Women African Cup of Nations title. In showbiz, it has been 1 year since Ghana lost high life legend Charles Kojofosu, known as Daddy Lumba. For award-winning rapper Sarkodie, the pain is still fresh. In an emotional tribute posted to mark the first anniversary of Lumba's passing, Sarkodie said the icon's death completely shattered him, describing Lumba as a personal inspiration and a towering figure in Ghanaian music. He added that Lumba's song taught him about love, life and resilience, with his influence on cutting across genre for high life to hip life. Daddy Lumba passed on last year after career spanning over 3 decades. Known for timeless hits like Abenwaha, Teresa and Sikasem, he is widely credited with redefining modern high life and mentoring countless artists. Fans across Ghana and in the diaspora have spent the week sharing memories, playing his songs and holding memorials. The Ministry of Tourism, Art and Culture described Lumba as a national treasure whose legacy would outlive generations to come. On global updates, the number of people infected with Ebola in the Democratic Republic of Congo has risen to 3,200, according to government data, including at least 1,405 deaths. The data was released on Sunday as medics struggled to contain the R17 Ebola outbreak, with infections surging by 1,000 in just 10 days. The outbreak, declared on May 15, is caused by the Bondiba strain of the Ebola virus, for which there is no approved vaccine. The World Health Organization said nearly 90% of cases have been reported in the northeastern province of Ituri, which borders South Sudan and Uganda. The United Nations agency says the virus is in 5 provinces, including 2 new provinces where it has spread recently. In addition to moving aid workers to striking areas, TAR added that UNHAS is moving samples for lab testing to ensure traceability can continue. Authorities said improved detection and testing had helped identify more infections. The outbreak could last several more months, and strike by healthcare workers demanding unpaid wages have disrupted response efforts in some hospitals. Ebola, which spreads through contact with body fluids and causes hemorrhagic fever, has killed more than 15,000 people across Africa over the past 50 years. Scientists are racing to develop vaccines and treatment against the Budibajo strain, which Oxford University stated on Friday that the first volunteer group had received an experimental vaccine targeting the strain. Several other candidate vaccines are being fast-tracked for clinical trials, while 2 potential treatments are also under development. And that's it on the morning news update. Thank you so much for sticking tuned to your radio. Do want to log on to all streaming platforms as well as log in on to website at www.ghanatalksradio.com for more news stories. I am Deborah Dorso. Do have a good morning.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with Ghana Talks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With Ghana Talks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. Ghana Talks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. Ghana Talks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries.
Koko Nikosi, alo komi kesheto.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal. Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare,
Regina Bless,
Deborah Adoso,
and I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.
Wake up, Ghana, your morning star, right? News, views, inspiration, and great conversations. From Accra to the world, we bring the fresh stories, fresh energy every morning, full of fire and glory. Rise and shine, come join the line. Your day begins when the voices align. Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. Your daily dose, here we go. Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. Only on Ghana Talks Radio. Turn it up and stay tuned for the talk that moves you and keeps your heart in tune. From the traffic to the trends, we got something for your day. Every voice, every vision.
Good morning to you once again, and you are welcome to the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show right here on Ghana Talks Radio. This is your favorite online radio station you can carry along wherever you go. All you need to do is just download the app on Google Play Store at Ghana Talks Radio or Apple Store at Ghana Talks Radio, and you're good to go. Remember that we are streaming live on Facebook at Ghana Talks Radio TV, on YouTube at Ghana Talks Radio, and also on X at Ghana Talks Radio. Do also log on, send in your comments. Let's get interactive right here on the morning show. This is your morning companion, and right here, as your morning companion, we are going to serve you breakfast. And this time around, I don't know if I'm going to give you a watery breakfast or maybe some fufu, some banku, gobe, wache. Well, this is the second segment of the morning show. And right here, we come along with knowledgeable guests who are going to be delving into the issues for discussion this morning. And this morning, I'm elated to have joining me in the studios one honorable, one celebrity. Forgive me with my voice. I'm down with some small cold and cough because of the weather. But don't worry, I'll be fine. This morning in the studios, we have Mr. Al-Hassan Mohammed. He's the NDC Communications team member. Good morning to you, Mr. Al-Hassan. And you're welcome to the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.
Thank you very much.
Hope all is well.
Welcome. Everything is well.
Oh, it's good to see you again after the last time. I really enjoyed myself the last time. I mean,
I enjoyed your yesterday to come here. I said, it's a blessing.
It's a blessing. It's a blessing for you to come back. Yes, I'm happy to see you again.
Thank you.
It's good to see you again. Hope all is well.
Everything is well.
Yeah, you didn't go to church yesterday. You went to the mosque.
I'm a mosque.
Yeah,
I'm a Muslim.
A Muslim. So you went to the mosque yesterday.
On Friday.
Yeah, on Friday. Anyways, it's good to have you in the studios.
Thank you, madam.
Yeah. I believe this morning we'll be looking at two topical issues that has to do with we are going to be assessing the 2026 mid-year budget review, and also we've seen that the Deputy Finance Minister brought to light that they have applied for a license for the Women's Development Bank. And one question people keep asking is, how is this bank actually going to work, and then all of that. And I believe that you had an expectation before the 2026 mid-year budget review was read. We'll get into that if your expectations were met, and then what is the way forward. But before we get into that, this actually has to do with your party. This morning during the news review, we mentioned that, or let me say, an acting IT, which is Jibril Mandi, he made a comment that if you want to hold a position, an executive position in the party, and you are holding a government position, you have to resign from that before you hold such an executive position in the party. And we keep deliberating that, so what if you resign from your government position? You've lost that job with that. And then you vie to hold an executive position in the party, and you also lose that one too. That means that you have lost two jobs at a go. But one question that we would like to ask is, what actually incurred for you to come up with such a decision that if you are holding an executive position, if you want to hold an executive position in the party and you are holding a government position, you have to resign from that before you go into it? Is there a problem if you can just do both?
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Greetings to the viewers and then the people who are listening to Ghana Talks Radio. You see, in this world now, in this our world now, in Ghana, when Nkrumah took over, there were about 6 million people. So those days, even when you graduate, you get a job immediately. Even those days, the nurses, after graduation, they go straight into work. But what is happening now? Because there are plenty people, there are short of jobs. So this decision was taken about, I think, early this year. The NDC took that decision that if you want to be, you want to vie for a position in the party, and you have got a government decision, you have to drop that one. It was a very good decision, because one man cannot be handling so many while others are idling. You understand? And holding two positions too, somehow brings the thing as conflict of interest. You understand? Maybe you are a party communicator. At the same time, you are maybe, let's say, a boss of Ghana Go Board. So which is which? Are you going to concentrate on the party activities or concentrate on the Go Board? I mean, knowing very well that after election, when Ghanaians vote for you, you are no more a party member. You are for the nation.
You are for the nation.
Yes, you have to concentrate on doing what the nations want,
Exactly.
even though it may be coming from a party. So it was a very good decision. But this thing was, it was taken somewhere in January. So I don't know why at this time of the day or the time when people have started complaining. Someone like Neil Antevandapur, he was a coordinator for the DRIP project. He resigned immediately when he saw that, because timelines were given to everybody.
Yeah. And as it stands now, I learned the deadline is already over.
Yes, it's over.
Yeah.
And some of them, disciplined as they are, they resigned from those positions. Someone like Neil Antevanda, because I think he want to contest for the chairmanship of the party. You understand? And looking at the modalities, not everybody, I think, is for, I think, board chairman and CEOs, yes. But there are other ones who will not be affected. You understand? But I think it's very good because me, for instance, I've been a communicator for about 8 years. Some of our people have been given positions and they are gone. So how can they be there and still be communicators? It will be a very bad thing, because maybe the work you are doing, you have to have full concentration. Remember, the party, if they do well in government, is when the people are going to vote for the party back. If they don't do well, it will affect the party. And we have got so many talents. My sister, let me tell you, even in this communication one, we are got too many talents in the universities and even in the HSS, who are, when given the chance, will come and have their this thing. You understand it? But if you don't resign and then you are at the same place and there are some people there who are waiting also to work, then you are spoiling their chances. So it's a very good thing when it happened. Even though I'm not a member of the National Executive Committee, when they brought that, I was very happy about it, because going through the grounds, that is what the NDC people on the ground wants. And I think because of how this National Executive people, they are listening people. I think they listen to what is happening on the ground, and they took the decision. And it has gone down well, even though there will be a pocket of resistance from other people. But this decision has gone down well with the grassroots of the NDC. So it's a good policy.
It's a good policy. One question that actually came up from our earlier discussion this morning with the ladies was this decision actually taken to protect the integrity of the NDC? Because it is assumed that when you are holding a governmental position and you want to hold an executive position, the perception people have is that you are going to siphon money from the government to do your campaign to be able to get the executive position. So was that also something the party was looking at to avoid? That is why you came up with the decision that if you want to hold an executive position and you're having a government position, you should drop the government position and hold the executive position in the party.
I don't think that is the reason. Because
but don't you think it could be looking at
okay,
how
it could be, but I don't think that's what the NDC are thinking, because you could be in government and still suffer money. You understand? There will be somebody who is not being. Some people will say that he's a social commentator, but meanwhile maybe he's either NDC person or MPP person. He's giving position, he can suffer money and give it to the party to do this thing. It's about the integrity of those persons. You understand? So after that one, I don't really take that to be true that because they may siphon money. Whether so far as he has been an MDC member before or he has been an MPP member before, if sent to government, he can siphon money. Like what is happening for the last 4 or 5 years. It has happened.
But don't you think that it will be difficult to siphon money if you are out of government. Let's say, for example, you are the CEO of a particular institution in government, and then you want to hold a position in the executive, in the party well. And then looking at the regulations that were given, you have to drop the government's position. Now you resign, and then you are campaigning for an executive position. That means that money will have to come from your own pocket, but not from the government or the position that you are holding.
That is why the decision was not taken at a long time, because it was a short time.
So
you cannot have more money.
You cannot have more money, rather.
Yeah.
Because if the decision has been made
earlier, let's say somebody is a CEO of a company, he knew it before.
He would have siphoned the money.
Yeah, but now it is a short time for you to siphon money. You cannot.
Money. Don't you think it's possible?
It's not possible.
You don't think it's possible?
I don't think it's possible. I don't think it's possible. But you see, like I told you, there are so many people who want to shift from where they are to another place. Somebody like Sami Jemi, for instance.
Yes, we were expecting that he was going to resign from being a CEO of Coca-Cola.
Maybe he will not. He is not more going to vie for the national communication this thing again. You see, such people are the people God wants, because they don't want to look with two eyes on one distance. You understand? He is content with one, and everybody should be contented with one place where he is. You understand? So it's a very good. It's a very good decision. For instance, before he was given that chance, he was in Kumasi. He was a businessman anyway, but his talents were not known until he was given a chance, and then he blossomed. You understand? So that's the reason why now people should also be given chances. Like I'm telling you, there are so many NDC people at the universities, and they are super. You understand? Some of them have also completed, graduated, and they are super. But if somebody is there, it is blocking them. So you leave that place and take a one place, so that other people will also come and take advantage of another place, so that they also blossom in life. So it's a very good decision. Because you see, I'm in a football field. I've been a football administrator for long. But you see that one person is giving so many committees, while others who are doing well are not giving. It's travesty of justice. You understand? So now everybody should be given a place, one place. And then you concentrate on that. When you do well, everybody will know. If you didn't do well, everybody also know. So it's a good decision. For me, I like it.
Right. So what happens to those that made themselves available to go into the party, hold a position in the party, whereas they have resigned from their jobs in the government, and they didn't get the position they want in themselves. So what happens?
My father will say it's their own palava.
It's their own.
My father says you should concentrate on one.
Me,
those who have resigned, good. Those who have not resigned and they don't intend contesting for their position there, I congratulate them. They are doing well. You should not. That's what I'm saying. That you should make sure that you take one thing and concentrate on it. So it is our own palava. But those who are doing that, many of them may lose, and if they lose, it's their problem.
So that means that you'll be excited if you take that risk.
Yes.
To resign from your position in government, and then you lose.
Yes, God bless it.
You think it's selfishness, or let me
say
selfishness
and greediness. That's what I'm saying.
But you have the aspiration. You have.
But you have been given one position already. What about the others?
But let's say you are competent enough to lead the party as well.
There's for competency. There are thousands of competent people in Ghana. So many. Like I told you, Sami Jemi, for instance, he was nowhere. We didn't know him. But if he has not been given the chance to come to the top, how will he see him? And like in football, the Black Star goalkeeper, sorry, you know, I'm an executive member of House of Folk. Before he even came to House of Folk, there were people in House of Folk board who were saying that because he took Olympics to relegation, he does not fit to be in House of Folk. But some of us, we fought. If he's listening, he may call and tell you that I fought for him. But some of the board members, they didn't like him. So they decided to sign him for only 1 year. And the 1 year, he proved his point. Now, he's Ghana's best goalkeeper. So if he has not been given that chance, what would have happened?
Yeah, so you think that people should be given the
That
chance
is it.
to show
Especially
their
those of us who are old. What do we want again? And that is what this NDC government, I like them a lot.
So that means that for you like this, you are not interested in holding any...
And even if I'm interested, they should not give me. They should give it to the youngsters.
Oh, why?
After being in this world for 70 years,
You think the young
you haven't done anything, then what is your problem? There are other people, during the other regime, some people they have got the money at 70 and 75, but they still took that position to the detriment of the younger ones. What is that? So me, for instance, I always say so. When I'm buying with a younger person at a place, the position should be given to the younger guy, so that he also blossom and do whatever is good. Because if you have been there for 70 years and you didn't do anything, are you now going to fight for position? That's why I like Professor Mills, and then President John Mahama. He has been giving the position to the younger ones, and they are proving it. The younger ones are proving. Look at Sami Jeff. He's a young guy, but he is proving that youngsters too are good. There are formerly in the civil service. In the civil service, you see that somebody is got a higher position, but because the youngster who is come may have graduated and have a higher this thing, he will frustrate the person from coming to the job, because he thinks when he comes, because of his qualification, he may override him. So this decision is good, and I commend President Mahama and the top hierarchy of the NDC for doing that.
So you think it's a good one?
It's a good one, very good one.
Let us know what you think out there, why the NDC decided that if you hold a governmental position and you have interest to hold an executive position in the NDC, you should resign from that government position and come and campaign and do what you want to do in the executive party. But my worry is that if you lose both of them, what then happens to you? That means that you've lost everything.
Maybe, God willing, next time you get something.
You will get something.
Maybe.
Mr. Lassan. Yeah. Right, let's get into the main topic for discussion this morning. This morning we'll be looking at the 2026 mid-year budget review. I believe before the budget was actually read, you had an expectation. Yeah. What was your expectation before it was read?
My main expectation was that something will have been done for our local industry, local manufacturers. In fact, it was my first priority. And God willing, or everything being good, I had that in those who are going to, who produce local soft drinks and other things. That 20% tax which has been waived off for them is a very good thing. You see, what happens is that goods imported rather become the price become lower, while those produced in Ghana become high because of these taxes. So it was a very good decision by the finance minister. My favorite to even become the flag bearer or the president for the next 5 years.
Are you pronouncing him to be the
yes,
flag
because
bearer?
he has done. In fact, he has seen only once. He's not my friend. But there are other who are my friends. But this guy is doing a great job.
So if he is also interested to hold that position, that means that he will have to resign from the
Yes, he will resign
minister.
when the time
And
comes.
then who are we going to replace to be the finance minister?
House of NDC, we have got talents.
Hey, will someone
talents.
meet the standard of
There's somebody who is even more better than him when he comes.
Oh, really?
We have trained people.
Oh, you have people.
NDC.
Hey, so how come we are not actually
Half of reserves, they are there.
They are there.
Plenty ones, and then they are good. They won't talk.
They
But when
will
they
not
enter,
talk.
you see it.
Where Atuposen should be there. It's not.
But me, it's my decision that if he's giving the flag bearer of NDC, I will like it. Right. Even though I don't know, he knows me only one, but because he's a public figure, he may. I know him, but me too, because of my prowess in football, maybe he will know me, but he's not my friend.
He's not.
But he's doing well. At least by that decision that local manufacturers of soft drinks, the 20% tax should be waived off. It's a super. You know the reason why I'm saying that the Asian tigers who are doing well, they did it. China did it. Malaysia did it. Singapore did it, and their local products became cheap. That when even you import something, they rather are interested in buying that of the local thing. So it brought more jobs. People got more money because local production is high, and then our foreign exchange the foreign exchange will not go high because you do less importation rather than buying from local thing. And so that one is a good thing. And number two, the old regime, they left us billions of debts. And that's the reason why I always say that Atu and then President Mahaman. You see, we have to pay the DDEP, which killed so many people. They intentionally postponed the payments to 2027, 2028, so that they knew they would lose power. So that when NDC comes, they will face the problem. But that's not President John Mahama. In the budget, the sinking fund, we are putting monies there. So 2027, when the time comes, that we will not fail to pay the money. Even though it was not NDC who incurred that big debt. It is MP, but it is, they say government is continuous. So we are putting monies in the common sinking fund to be able to pay. As at now, we have been able to save about 1.6 billion.
Yeah.
That is how good managers of economy does. So it is also in the budget. You understand? So those two things, in fact, I doff my heart for them.
So you would say that before the budget, the expectation that you had were actually met.
Yes, it has been met because
beyond measure.
Yes, because we were in the ditch. We were ranked junk status in 2024. Junk status. Remember, when there is a hole, and you want to plant at that place, what do? You have to fill it before you are able to plant. So the NDC had an adverse tax because they have put the nation into a bad state. Using almost about $100 million on just a hole. A hole now turned into a swimming pool. You see? So whatever is happening now is that they are putting chances, they are putting everything there. And I bet Ghanaians, our next win in 2028 to 2032 will be the Ghana's best years ever, apart from when Kwame Nkrumah was there. So I'm happy about this budget. It's a very good budget. And then everybody was expecting that he's going to ask for more money, supplementary.
Yeah, but we didn't.
He didn't. It means he doesn't want to put Ghana on the debt. Now, formally, we could not go to borrow because of what the MPP left. Yeah. But now they say we should come and we can borrow. But we are waiting. We are waiting to make sure that everything is stabilized before we do it. Look at the dollar, for instance. It has remained stable for close to 1.5 years. And for the first time in the history of since I was born, 2025 Christmas was the only Christmas the price of goods was reduced.
Oh, really?
Yes, I've never.
It was? You really enjoyed or felt the impact in 2025?
Yes. For instance, the rice, which is now sold at 405, it was about 1,000. And me, I'm a poultry farmer. So I buy corn. That big bag was 1,002. Now 600, 700. Most things, apart from the only thing I'm seeing that is going up is about tomatoes. You understand? But most of the things came down even during the Christmas holidays. And then oil, that people call Kufo Ghana, that oil.
Yeah.
Yes, it was about 1,000 something. Now it's 600, 500.
Yeah.
So the reality on the ground is that the NDC has done well for the first time. Me, during Nkrumah's time, I was a small boy, so I couldn't see. But from that time, you know, every Christmas things goes up. It is only 2025 that prices came down.
That should tell you that the government is working.
Is doing well.
This is what Mr. Mohammed Al Hassan is also saying. What do you also think? Did you really enjoy yourself? Did you feel that prices of goods and services were actually reduced in 2025? And what do you make of the current administration? Are they doing well? Are they pulling their weight? Well, let's look at something briefly from Arthur Forson's review and budget reading. So they mentioned that one of the biggest concerns for families over the past few years has been the sharp rise in prices. And according to the budget review, inflation has dropped from 13.7% in June 2025 to 5.3% by June 2026. And this means prices are still increasing, but much more slower than before. So that is essentially what inflation is all about. And then for the average Ghanaian, this could gradually mean that food prices are becoming more stable, transport fares rising less frequently, and better planning of household expenses improve purchasing power if incomes continue to grow. And although many people still feel the effect of previous price increases, slowing inflation is widely seen as the first major step toward improving living standard. Do you think that our standard of living has actually improved? Looking at the rate at which prices of goods are increasing, do you think that looking at where the inflation is, which is at 5.3%, Ghanaians are really feeling the impact of it when it comes to rent, when it comes to food, when it comes to purchasing other products, and also transport fares as well? Do you think that the average Ghanaian is actually feeling the impact?
In fact, Ghana Talks Radio, I'm in love with you people. In fact, there is greatness in the future too for you. You see, when it comes to inflation, many people will say, oh, the inflation has come down, but things have not reduced to benefit, maybe Beremer's target or what. But as you explained, inflation is not that when inflation comes down, it doesn't mean automatically that the prices are not going to be increased, but it will be increased marginally at how inflation moves. And this is what Ghanaians and many people should understand. Because some of them will come and tell you that, oh, inflation has come down, but the prices haven't come down drastically. It's not so. Thank you very much for what you have said. But you see, the inflation basket, there are some commodities which maybe has increased, but others has gone down. But during those days, maybe 23, 24, you can go and buy this water in the morning for 1 cedi. By the time you go in to buy it in the afternoon, it must have increased. That is not a hyperinflation, and it's not good for the country. You understand? But the good management of the economy now by this government, it has seen that even if it is increasing, apart from maybe a plantain that it has got its seasons, when the plantain and then the cassava, when the season comes, the prices will come down. But when the dry season starts or its season goes off, you see that the prices comes up. But that has not been the trend since 2025 January. Everything seems to be good. Even if there's increase in price, it's not as if it was being done the other day. But you see, in the transport, the government and the transport ministry will have to put their hands down or their feet down. Because what is happening now is that the price of transport has not increased, but it's the drivers themselves who are doing that.
Yeah, but it's expensive even more than before.
Yes, but that's why I sometimes I criticize my people. They say, alas, I'm not, because the transport minister will have to come down, because you see police people there, and then a crowd to circle is 350 pesos, and they will be around 550, and they won't say anything, even though illegal. No, it's illegal. Illegal because the GPI2, who says that nobody should pay more than what they have brought out. And you understand? And there are security people here, the Greater Accra Regional Minister. No, I think that the MCE, the AMA MCE, he talked a lot about, they are not going to agree for people to do that, but people are doing it in your face.
Is it Accra Mayor?
Yes, Accra Mayor. Right. He says so many times about that, but he's not doing anything. Right under their nose. There are transport operators who increases the price. But there are some other places where the citizens are doing well. They refuse to pay. I've been in vehicle for 3 occasions. Those people, I dove my heart for them because the prices have not been increased. Why do you increase it? And time has come for the sports ministry. I say the sports ministry because I'm in sports. I always say sports. The transport ministry to bring more vehicles to Accra, for instance. Kasua Road, Domi Road. When there are plenty of vehicles there, and then commuters get them to go to their workplaces, there won't be any incentive for those people to increase their prices because sometimes they knew that there are people there and that there's no transport. That's why they increase it. Why is it that in the afternoons they don't increase the prices? In the afternoons, because that time there are not plenty passengers on the road, so they won't increase it. So the time will come for the transport minister, at least to make sure that Greater Accra and then Greater Kumasi and maybe Takoradi, they put more buses there for especially commuters or the workers, so that these people will not take advantage and be increasing the prices. And I can tell you, there was a meeting too at Konka in Dome by some MPP operatives with some of the transport union people, urging them to do that. It happened last month on the 7th, and one of their own people came and then hinted this. And then some of them, they do it intentionally, not to cause havoc or to cause problem for commuters, so that they will start saying that the government has done that. So the onus behoves on the the transport minister, the police, and then the mayors of Accra, because now Accra has been divided into so many. They have got so many mayors, so that they should come down and make sure that they nip this canker into the bud, so that commuters and then workers will pay the right monies for the right transport.
Let's compare the prices of goods, the rate at which prices of goods and services were actually going up to this year. What would you say to that?
Like I said, me for instance, I'm a poultry farmer. So
did you benefit from the cocoa and kitten as well?
No, I have as of now, because me mostly I rear turkeys and then guinea fowls. You understand? But that's not part of the kitten package. I was buying feed during those days for 800 and 700, but now it has come down. Some places got set at 399. 450. I'm a poultry farmer, so I'm talking about them. Eggs, for instance, we were selling it at our farm gate for 50 and 60 cedis before people go and buy. Now when you come to my place, 45, because the poultry feed has gone down. You understand? So rice, for instance, because I'm a family man, I buy bags of rice in the house, so that when I'm not there or when there's a problem, or even if there's no problem, it will be cheaper for them to be taking it and cooking it. The bag of rice that I was buying, I've forgotten the name. Royal Aroma. I was buying Royal Aroma those days. It came to a time when I was buying 1,000 something. But now, 500, 600. So what should I say?
You think that as compared to 2025 and 2026, the prices of goods have actually come down more in 2026?
No, well, some. But some to the price, even if it has gone up, is marginal. You understand what I'm saying? Even if it has gone up, it's marginal. But the price are still lower than when we inherited in 2024 and 2023.
Right. Let's proceed to one of the highlights mentioned during the budget reading. The minister mentioned that the economy is expanded by 6.4% during the first quarter of 2026, higher than government had expected. And this growth was not driven by oil alone. Many other sectors also recorded strong performance. Economic growth usually means that companies will invest more, existing business will expand, new businesses will open, more employment opportunities become available. What actually struck me right here is employment. Are we seeing employment?
Okay. Employment, the government is employing so many people, but you see, the employment situation in Ghana is too serious. You understand? So, as I'm talking to you now, the president have given approval for the employment of about 16,000 nurses.
It's yet to.
They have started the 8. They are doing they are into 2. So the first 8,000 they are doing it, and definitely the other 8,000 will come in. And you know corporate tax have increased. Do you know the reason why? It's because the atmosphere or the Ghanaians now, the place is not conducive for business. That is why when business is thriving, that is how they pay their tax more. So this year budget, the corporate tax has gone high, even though VAT and other things we could not meet our target there. But the corporate ones went high because they have given the businessmen conducive atmosphere. You understand? Now you borrow at 14%, but it was 28%. 2024 it was 28%. Now you can borrow at 14%. It means if a businessman go to bank and borrows money, the interest you pay on it is lower. So they are employing more people, producing more goods, and they are able to pay more income tax. That's why in the budget you see that the income tax for corporate is increased. You understand? So Ghana now, and I pray that God will give us the leeway to make sure things happen as it is now, because it was God himself who brought President John Dramani Mahama.
Right. But you think that you've created enough job as a country, as an administration?
Yeah, well, they have started creating. The thing is that, like I told you, the economy was so junk. You see, an agency, I've forgotten that agency.
It's a yen.
Not
Bacentalis agency.
No. I'm talking about it's an outside agency who said that the unemployment rate in Ghana was so high in 2024. But now it has come down.
Ghana Statistical Service.
Yes. But it has come down marginally because the rate at which Ghana was going, it was very difficult. Now that we are stabilizing things, but I bet you, God willing, from 2028 going, you see the sort of employment which comes to Ghana, because we are petroleum hub.
Yeah, I think I've heard. Yeah.
Yes. When everything is settled, they can employ more than millions of people, and things are going on well.
So in the coming months, we should see, in the coming years, we
should
see government creating jobs.
Yes, after the jobs, I started creating it, and you see it. You see it.
Well, government also says that it is spending more. And one of the key messages in the review is that government is now controlling its spending more carefully. And instead of spending beyond its means, government reports that it has kept expenditure below planned levels while maintaining essential public services. Interest payments on national debt have also fallen because Ghana is borrowing at lower rate, saving 4.2 billion Ghana cedis within 6 months. And if this discipline continues, governments may have more resources available for roads, schools, hospitals, and social programs instead of using large portions of revenue to pay interest on debt.
Do you know the reason why our payment of interest is coming down?
Because we are paying them on time.
Yes.
And so we are paying them before the deadline.
Yes, so they have got confidence in us. Because if you are borrowing to somebody who is a habitual fraudster, he doesn't pay. No, habitual borrower, but if you can pay, but if you don't pay, they haven't got confidence in you. So the interest they will give you is high. But they have got, they know that the Ghanaian economy now and the government in power now fulfills its obligations. That's why the interest on loans has come down. So, and then this government is also saying that they cannot spend what they don't have. And it's a very good policy. During those days, projects the sort are cut for projects. Meanwhile, there was no dedicated fund for it. You understand? Yeah. But this government doesn't want to do so. Any project you want to do, they will make sure that they have got a dedicated fund for it. You know that they are building a new gas in the Western region. They are making sure that dedicated money is put down before they start it. And they are doing that. The big push, which is happening every place in Ghana now, you see that there is something happening. There is money down there, which is happening with it. They don't want the situation whereby they will start the work and then they abandon it because there's still money. This Kumasi Accra Highway,
the expressway.
As I'm talking to you now, they have saved $1.6 billion. It is with the Bank of Ghana now. So immediately they start doing it, they will not be short of funds. You understand it? Yeah. That is how economy should be run, and it's being run like that. So all the UN, the international agencies, they are saying now we are even plus B plus. You understand?
Yeah.
But we want to jump status. But 1.5 years, if we are able to surmount all these problems and we have been rated like this, it means the government is doing something good and something well. You understand? So now everything. This is Assembly's common fund. Now see how monies are being sent to the district and they are doing their work. But before then, the money was capped and capped at the presidency. So no money was going there. I had about 4 or 5 district chief executives in the old administration who were my friends. And they told me they were just sitting there because the common fund which should go to them has been capped and brought to the presidency. And they were using it by heart. You understand? Now all the monies are sent to the assemblies, and you need to go to the other day. I went to Gomwa Central, where A plus is the MP there.
Yeah.
My brother, my sister, go there. Development project happening, and it's not from the central government; it's from the district assembly because the common fund has been paid to them. You understand?
Well, in that as well. The education minister mentioned during the government accountability series that they were going to be building about 50,000 housing units for teachers as part of the teacher Dabre project. We didn't see that in the budget, or this is it's not going to be part of this one. It's going to be part of the main budget.
We have been given a 4-year mandate, you see, but this one is a supplementary budget anyway. Yeah. But I hope. And I pray
that in the coming budget, we should see that included in it. Well, he also says that about a few years ago, Ghana was unable to borrow on the international market, and after defaulting on portions of its debt, and the government says the situation has changed significantly, and by honoring debt repayment on time, including more than $2.1 billion paid to international bondholders since January 2025, Ghana is gradually regaining the confidence of international investors as well.
That is what I said.
Is that a good call? Because
it's a very good call.
We've already seen we are out of IMF, and do you think that is it not too early to say that we are going to take loans from the international markets, because we've seen that government has taken a loan from the World Bank that is $300 million to build 50 more schools and also to scrap the double track system in our SHS.
You see, the reason is that Ghanaians cannot wait. They have been in poverty for the 8 years that they as soon as people were on government. You see, so the government has seen that there are so many problems which they have to go in and do it. So far as we were not being given money because of the abysmal performance of the other one. And now they have seen that this government, when they borrow, they can pay, and they have paid it for us. There are so many things for us to do. Look at the chairman from Bridge they are doing. If they finish doing it, it will be a historic district. It has never happened. Long river like this, and a bridge is going to be made across it. Formerly they were using ferries and other things.
Do you think you'll be able to finish that
particular
bridge?
I was there about last month, and then they will tell. Yes, I was there, and even if we don't finish before, we are not leaving power. After power, we are not leaving. 2028, we are coming back. But you see, when I went there, the type of work they were doing there, I dove my heart for this government, especially for President Mahama. Because anything they are doing, you go there, you see them on the ground doing the work. You understand? So that work, for instance, the game changer, that Kumasi Accra Road I'm talking of, it's a game changer. And we will finish it. By 2028, we will finish it.
We are wishing you the best, and we hope that it's not going to be another stalled project that will be led.
Yeah, because it will not be stalled, because now dedicated funds are being used for it.
Right. The minister also mentioned that there are no new taxes that have been implemented, but this time around there's going to be a better way of collecting these taxes, where he mentioned that rather than introducing new taxes, government says it wants to collect existing taxes more efficiently. So they removed the COVID-19 health recovery levy, reducing the effective VAT rate and increasing the VAT registration threshold from 200,000 to 750,000 Ghana cedis, meaning many small businesses will no longer be required to register for VAT, extending tax relief for locally manufactured and textiles. For small businesses, these measures are expected to reduce administrative costs and improve cash flow.
Thank you. You see, like I told you the other time, the government wants to make sure that the private sector get a good deal from banks and everywhere. Then the taxes too, like the threshold have been increased. So if you were paying taxes, you are not going to pay until your threshold is about 750. All these monies come back to the people. You see, it increases their income, and their welfare become high. So that's the reason why I'm saying that the government is trying to make sure when you go to the advanced country, the government doesn't employ people. It is the private sector who employ people. And so when you make the atmosphere good for them, conducive for them, they will make sure that they increase their production. By increasing production, they employ more people, and people will get paid, so that the economy becomes good for them. And this is what the Asian targets has done. Even Rwanda, who were in war, go and see what they are doing now. So it is good for them. After is forcing, and he will force and force and force.
So for that, you think that we are not going to be seeing any new taxes? Because hearing from the
no new
they
taxes.
mentioned that automatically 6 new taxes have been introduced without we even
what type of taxes are they talking about? This is what they are making propaganda. No new taxes were brought this media the budget. No new taxes were brought. But what has happened is that there are so many people in the informal tax informal this who doesn't pay tax. I'm telling you, so many people. I have friends, business friends, about 7 as I'm talking to you, who doesn't pay tax, but the money they get more money than workers who even work at the bank. You understand? So if it is widened for all those people to come to the tax next, you will be getting more money. In America, for instance, everybody is conscious of paying tax. So it is now for the education ministry to make sure that they put this in some curriculum for the small children, so that by the time they grow, they will know that it is an obligatory for you to pay tax. Now it is painful. When you are going to pay tax, it pains you, but you have to. If you want the development of your country to be high, then you have to pay tax. So they should bring all these informal people inside the tax net, so that our taxes will increase and we'll be able to do so many things.
Right. Looking at where our economy has actually gotten to now, do you think that this is going to attract more investors to invest in the private sector so as to expand employment as well?
This year, for instance, we are just in June, but the investments that come, foreign investments that come to Ghana, is higher than about 8 years ago.
Is there any data backing that?
Yes, there's data. There's data, especially the free zones area. Plenty. There are companies who even left. You see, Shell left. Now it is Vivo who came in for it. There are about 8 or 9 companies which left, and then they relocated to Ivory Coast and everything. They have started relocating back because they said the cost of production and cost of credit was high. Now that it has come down, they have started moving back.
Right. Atofosi mentioned that there are actually 3 things that are very important to him, whereas he mentioned stabilizing the economy, creating more jobs, and reducing prices. So do you think that in a nutshell he has been able to achieve that?
At least 2 of the 3 he has achieved.
Which is
the stabilization of the economy. After that, everybody, even naysayers, are saying that there is stability in prices and in the economy. And then what was the third one? I forgot.
The third one is lowering prices.
Yes, after
reducing prices.
After that, it's visible.
Right, and the second one has to do with creating more jobs.
And after that one, we haven't done so much. But because of what happened the years back, they are putting strategies in place so that one we get. But they are employing, but it's not as more as people of Ghana would like. But at the end of the day, by the 4th year, getting to the 5th and 6th year, you see that there will be more employment in Ghana.
What do you think we can do as a country to increase employment?
You see, Ghana is an agrarian economy.
It's a what?
Agrarian economy, like agrarian.
Okay.
It
and
means
what does that mean?
Agriculture.
Okay.
And if the government should put his arsenals in agriculture, I think there will be so many employment in Ghana. Because if you are able to do it and we find markets outside for farmers, if they bring in the farm, this thing Mahama is doing, they bring in equipment and other things, and we are able to produce more. And then we make sure that we add value to what we produce by setting up industries and other things. My sister, Ghana will be a very good place to live. Instead of us importing rice and other things, we would rather exporting them. There was a time in this country, during the time of Colonel I.K. Champong, we were exporting grains and other things to other African countries, Zimbabwe, other things. You understand? So there were so many employment in Ghana. You see, when the farmers are able to produce more, there is work. When we set industries to turn the raw materials into finished products,
that's work.
That's work.
Right.
And apart from that, those indirectly benefit from these products is also work. You understand? So by doing, if we put that is the reason why President Mahama is making sure that he does that bridge, because the farm place, they produce a lot of food over there. But because maybe post-harvest losses and there may be transportation problem, that's why they have not gained this. But after finishing that, you see that place will be open. And there are, I've even heard that there are Chinese and Vietnamese who want to come and set factories there if they finish the bridge, so that after they finish products, transporting them to the big towns and other areas will be very fine and then cheap. So when we focus mainly on agriculture more, and agriculture too is not about food alone, about poultry, about fishing and other things. If we are able to produce more fish, we encourage people to go to fishing, not the one and not the one at the seas or this thing, but the one they rear themselves, and it's plenty. We will export them for foreign exchange to come. So I'm encouraging this government to make sure he focuses more on agriculture
to create more employment
for
the people. Lastly, what would you say about our roads, especially with the big push. We saw government also hitting on that as well, and making certain declaration on our roads as well. Well, what do you make of that?
Unlike the other regime was a year of roads, and we didn't see this government. I said, Daddy, I want to a town known as Adesu in the eastern region. Hey. Everywhere you go in Ghana now, that you go to Tema Road, Tema to the Volta region, you see there's road happening. You go to Winneba, road happening. You go to Aswed Road, everywhere. The people, they are doing well. But what I want to say is that it's time for us, the communicators, to go around the whole nation and to make sure they take pictures of whatever is happening. And they will see that even the northern region, in the Vrongo area, I was there about 3 weeks ago. The type of the machines are there and the roads, they are doing it. So after the big push, it is happening everywhere. If you don't get market, you get roads. If you don't get roads, you are getting market hospitals. If you don't get hospitals, you are getting factories. So it is happening. After the big push, it is happening live.
Right. So looking at our ministries and our sectors, which of them do you think that needs more funding on, that the government should, pay attention to,
Agri-ministry,
or make it a priority?
Agri-ministry.
You think that agri-ministry is lacking behind?
Yes. Even though it's not lacking, but they have to put more resources there.
Yeah.
Because putting more resources there will create jobs for our teaming youth. So after the Agri-ministry, they have to fund them.
So overall, what would you say the budget is? Is it impressive in size?
Magnificent, impressive, top notch. After this budget, you see, one thing which I feel good is that there are descending MPP members who will see you and say, Masa, after this budget is good. And if we don't take care and NDC go this trajectory, and people will not come back to power. And those who are telling me is a constituency executive members of MPP.
Right. But you've seen that the minority have equally raised some concerns. We've heard from Afenyo Makin, we've heard from Kojo Ponkoma, and also the former deputy finance minister, that this particular budget is sealed, and also makes certain claims that Gold Board is also siphoning money from.
They should prove it. They should prove it.
What do you make to all?
Do you know something? These MP people, they are nation workers. Do you know the reason why? I've seen some MPP men who are saying that the way a manner Gold Board is going, if it is allowed to blossom, Ghana will be a good place to live, and then they will not come power again. You see, last year alone, we got about $15 billion. So, $15 billion. Had this happened before? Even the $3 billion Nanado's administration were borrowing, they were giving to them at 500,000, 500 million, this. But we have been able to marshal $15 million from gold alone. You understand? That is why most of our jobs are going on well. So, they should prove it. They should come and prove the siphoning of the money. These people, their international dishonesty is what worries me. Formerly, the Go Boss were taking money from the Bank of Ghana. So they decided that the government is going to give them seed money. So they approved it last year budget. And the money was only given to Go Board in December, 31st December. So that's what they are using to buy the gold now. Hey, they say they don't understand. We don't need any advice from them people, because how they killed Ghanaians. If we take advice from them, people are going to die more. So they should allow us to do our work. When the time comes, if Ghanaians are satisfied with us, they will give us more time. If they are not satisfied, they will kick us out. You understand? So how for their advice, that very bad advice, we are not going to take it. We are never going to take it.
All right, so from Mr. Hassan, they are not taking any advice from the minority, and also he mentioned that he is okay the budget is magnificent. What do you also say? What do you also think of the 2026 media budget? Right, let's get into our second topic for discussion. We've, as part of your campaign before gaining power in 2028, you mentioned that you were going to bring a women's development bank, of which a lot of the market women were actually happy about, and I think that led to the massive vote. When you look at the statistics, that led to massive votes coming from the market women, simply because of the development bank, where you mentioned that it was going to grant loans to these market women for their businesses as well. And you've been in power for 18 months, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 1.5 months, 1.5 years, sorry. And we are not getting to see what the Women's Development Bank is all about, when it will be implemented, and then all of that. How is this Women's Bank going to work, and when is it expected to?
Thank you very much. You see, when it is one of our flagship programs. So immediately we took power. These MPP started, where is the bank? Where is the bank? Can the bank be made within 1 hour or one year?
So you are going to build a new bank from scratch?
You see, banking, for instance, when there are even international banks, when they come, they build some offices, but they rent some. So the possibility of the government renting offices at certain places for them cannot be ruled out. But the good news is that the 400 million Ghana cedis, which is used to set banks as by the constitution or laws of the land, has been deposited at the Bank of Ghana already. So that is sealed. Number two, the license for the bringing of bank, the Women's Bank, has been done.
Yeah.
And in the budget, you saw that even the finance minister said by the end of the year it will take off. And you know that the markets, the big push markets, included in it is the Women's Bank. They are building the Women's Bank there. But do you know something?
They are building the Women's Bank.
Because the markets are not for only markets. The banks will be inside.
So that means that in the markets there are going to be banks.
Yes.
It's under the Women's Development Bank.
Yes. So women are being discriminated upon everywhere, especially these black African countries. When you go to commercial bank, go to ADB, and see how many women have been given loans. All men.
Why not women?
Discriminatory.
Why? I didn't know the black
that's
managers.
That's how. No, you see, our this society, until Nana Kunedu Adman Lawrence started this women's empowerment. When we are even your father give birth to maybe men and women, they rather push the boys into school and then the women there. But now it's changing, and that changing has brought this to the president. So what we are going to do is now, you see, there are some banks like Indus Bank and other banks. When they came, they were giving loans to the women at the market, but they knew how they would collect their monies. But the bigger banks, the China bank, they don't give money to little this thing. They don't do it. So that is how it was brought. You see, this decision came about when President Mahama took some people during our campaign. They went throughout the whole nation, and the cry from the women was that they want their own banks. So he took that decision because of Ghanaians wanted it. Ghanaian women wanted it, and it is coming on. God willing, it's coming on. By the end of this year, we will roll out the Women's Bank, and the women in Ghana will applaud, and this will say, you have done well for us.
So the Women's Bank, right here, the Deputy Finance Minister has announced that the government has formally applied to the Bank of Ghana for a license to establish the proposed Women's Development Bank. marking a significant step toward the implementation of one of its flagship financial inclusion initiative. And the disclosure was made by the Deputy Minister for Finance, Thomas Nyako Ampem, while responding to questions on the floor of Parliament regarding the current status of the project. And according to him, substantial groundwork has already been completed to facilitate the establishment of the bank, which is expected to provide targeted financial support to women-led businesses and entrepreneurs across the country. And this follows the incorporation of a new entity, WDB Ghana Limited, on January 26, 2026.
Thank you.
As part of the preparatory steps towards the project. And following the incorporation of the company, the government submitted an application to the Bank of Ghana seeking the regulatory approval required to commence operations as a licensed financial institution. And the finance minister further disclosed that government has made significant budgetary allocations toward the initiative. He noted that 51.3 million Ghana cedis was allocated for the intervention in 2025, while an additional 450 million Ghana cedis was earmarked in the 2026 budget to support its implementation. So he's assuring everyone that very soon we are going to see the Women's Development Bank come to play.
Yes.
So this is from the deputy.
That means we are ready. We have all the money. Even it is when you want to start a bank in Ghana, it's 400 million Ghana cedis. But what we have even put there is about 500 million Ghana cedis. So we are ready for it, and we have gone far. But the government have gone far on it. So by the close of the year, God willing, every Ghanaian will see the establishment of this Women's Development Bank. As I told you, the incorporation has already been done. But for the alliances, there is just a formality. Because,
it's just a formality.
Because we have made sure that whatever we have to do for the license to be approved has all been taken care of.
Right. But is this bank also equally looking at collaborating with other already made banks?
Oh, as for that, it's as white as a calico. They have to do it. The bank cannot be in isolation. You understand? At least they will be collaborating with this. But one thing about this one is that they will be focusing more on women. But let me tell this to you. Let me say this too. It doesn't mean it is only women who are going to sell. No. Sometimes some people will bring some innovations out, and if the innovation will prove to be good for Ghanaians, the women and the girls in school, this thing, they will also help them. You understand? Because it's not that it is only going to be for buying and selling. No, but maybe some women in the north is an explanation, and there is a place where share not is plenty, and they will come together and you have seen some machinery in maybe China, so we want to go and buy that machine so that we process the share better for it to be a finished product we sell. The bank will help them.
So with that, they can acquire for loans.
Yes.
From the bank.
From the bank. With this, you see that development will be going. You see, women, whether we like it or not, even when we were, they gave birth to us. It is our mothers who are always faced with these problems more than our fathers. The father will go to work and knock about every problem. It is the woman who will solve it. So if the women are empowered and they have got their own business and they have got their own income, it will be very good for them. It will even lessen the burden of men. So this Women's Bank is a good thing.
It's a good one. And we are hoping that the government will do all they can.
They will do it.
To make sure that this bank is being established.
Yeah, this one is a doing government.
Right.
It's the doers. So they will do it.
Action government.
Yes, action government. Thank you very much.
We are just hoping that you don't leave any stone unturned.
They will do
for
it.
the promises that you mentioned in your manifesto.
But plenty has happened.
Plenty.
Well, 1.5 years. All these nuisance taxes we said we have done it.
You've taken it off.
And we say we stabilize the city, it has been stabilized.
It's been stabilized.
Prices will come down. Hey, even petrol prices. Compare it to other years. We brought it down until this troublesome president, Trump, brought his problem. And they started coming up. But we are even cushioning it. For the first time in as many years, you know, the refinery has been brought back and is doing, it is refining our own product.
Yeah,
it is,
oil refinery.
yes, and it is producing, it is refining our own crude oil here. This is about second or third time 1 million barrels has been brought from Ghana here. So should the whole world close on Ghana, and we will refine our own.
Right. I see. We wish your government the best.
Thank you very much.
We are just hoping that the government will make sure that the economy is stabilized, prices of goods and services will come down, and also people are going to get a job. For the job, that is all what the youth are asking
yes.
for.
That's
so
more
job,
important.
Job.
Most important.
So the government should create more jobs. This has been interesting. Mr. Hassan, any last words before we leave?
Yesterday, I was praying in the night, and God told me that the President John Mahama is in his heart.
Is where?
In his heart.
It's in God's heart.
Yes. So God told me yesterday that Ghana will be a better place to live with the presidency of Mahama, and then the subsequent president who will come and get Mahama from NDC. So I'm telling Ghanaians and saying that. But you see, I've got one thing. This Mahama Care thing, Mahama Care medical
foundation.
There are mosques and churches in Ghana. If they say they are there for the human beings, they should make sure that every month they do some fundraising and put it inside there. Because within the time that this thing has come up, I've got a friend, a Domi, a J, who was having a dialysis thing
for his kidney.
And this Mahama Care, do you know one thing which is even what I was shocked? That guy is a pure born-bred MPP member. But they didn't say because of his MPP member. Now, they have given him a new decision and he's recovering fast from this Mahama Care. So I'm appealing to all churches and mosques that at least every man, they should one day
donate something.
Yes, they should fundraising all throughout the whole Ghana. Fundraising for that. So that those monies are paid into the Mahama's Care for it to be used to make sure that people who are sick chronically to be safe and
okay. Right. Mr. Hassan, is that all you have to say?
Yes. Right. And I'm also thanking Ghana Talks. In fact, this is the second time I've been here.
Yes.
In fact, God willing, you come top. Everything because I'm a Muslim, everything God willing. So God willing, I know you become a very big listing.
Right. Thank you so much, Mr. Hassan. And thank you too for joining us on the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. We had such an incredible time here. Unfortunately, our NPP communicator couldn't join us, but we are hopeful that God willing tomorrow we will come back better. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll meet same time tomorrow. Do have a lovely day.